Hey guys, before we get started with this video, please like and subscribe. Subscribe to the channel, show your support so I can keep making videos. Also join the Discord, follow me on Twitter. I'll have those linked in the description. But yeah, let's get started with the video. So this video is going to be about this article from Politico, Biden's 12 options for running mates. So he has basically all but secured the nomination now, and now the big question is, who is he going to pick as his running mate? And it does make a big impact, more than it has before, who he picks as his running mate, what areas of the state it can help him with, what areas of the country it can help with, the Midwest, the Sun Belt, um, what voters it'll turn out. So we're just going to be going through this list and seeing what I think of each of them. So it starts off here with Stacey Abrams. Stacey Abrams could have some good things about her. She could turn out voters in Georgia. She did almost win in Georgia, and it is a trending state. Um, but she does have a lack of experience, and that could undermine Biden's argument, similar to what it did to John McCain and Sarah Palin when John McCain picked Sarah Palin as his running mate, who wasn't very experienced. It kind of undermined John McCain's argument of being very experienced. So Joe Biden will not have that argument if he picks Stacey Abrams because she is very unexperienced. She hasn't really done much. So I think that she's not the best running mate option, but she would be able to turn out more black voters and maybe do well in the Sun Belt, but probably wouldn't be able to win Georgia anyway. The next option is Elizabeth Warren. Now, I can only see him picking Elizabeth Warren if Joe Biden is able to, if he's not able to turn out the liberal voters without getting someone that's liberal as his vice president. And a lot of people have been saying Elizabeth Warren could be an option because she did kind of help Joe Biden get the nomination in some ways by destroying Mike Bloomberg in the debate, you could argue. And then Biden winning in Super Tuesday, a lot of the states, because Warren still was in the race. So you could argue that she'd be a good VP choice by turning out the liberal voters, but I could also see that she'd be a turnoff for a lot of the Midwestern areas where she's not from. Joe Biden doesn't get any advantage from choosing Elizabeth Warren other than turning out the liberal voters that might not even turn out for someone like Elizabeth Warren, who lost Bernie Sanders the nomination effectively. The next one, I don't know much about Susan Rice, but she was the ambassador to the United Nations and the National Security Advisor under the Obama administration. So she does have the executive experience that most people on this list don't have, and she does have the qualifications, but she does not really have the name recognition. I didn't really know who she was, or I knew who she was, but I knew very little about her before this. And so I could see her as a good option. Obviously, it says here taking over as president, but I don't think that she would be the best option for vice president in turning out voters where he needs to do it. See, Trump could attack him on things like Benghazi and those kind of things, similar to what he attacked Hillary Clinton on. The next person here is Laura Kelly, who is from the state of Kansas. I'm not sure where this would actually help. You could argue that here it says since she expanded Medicaid under the Affordable Care Act and gave 130,000 people health care, that could be used to her advantage. But I'm not sure if getting someone from getting the Kansas governor is going to help you in the Midwest or the Sun Belt, because Kansas is such a red state anyway. And obviously, it wouldn't really make Kansas close either. But yeah, I don't think she's too good of an option either. Gretchen Whitmer, I actually think, would be a pretty good option. She is the governor of Michigan. She's not too popular of a governor, but she just got elected in 2018. She doesn't have all the experience yet, and she's not too popular, but then again, she is the governor of the state of Michigan, a state that Joe Biden is going to have to win. I mean, she only has a 43% approval rating, which is above her 36% disapproval rating. So a lot of people may not like her, but she is still the governor of Michigan, and she could be a good option in turning out the voters from the Midwest. And also, I think she is a bit younger, but I'm not too sure about that. She even said that it wasn't going to be her either, so I'm not really sure about that either. Next one is Val Demings. She is a congresswoman from the state of Florida, and I could see this as a good option. She could help turn out more black voters in states like Georgia, while also doing better in the state of Florida, a state that Joe Biden actually has a grasp on. I think it's still leaning to Trump's favor, but I think that there's a chance that Joe Biden could get ahead in that state if he were to pick Val Demings. And I think that she does have some um, you know, other things about her that may not be good. Maybe her criminal justice record. She was the police chief in Orlando, I think, And she is 63 years old, so maybe the young Bernie voters might not like her as well, but I could see many pluses to this. Next one is Michelle Lujan Grisham. She is the New Mexico governor, who is the only Latino governor in the country that could help in states like Nevada, which Biden has lost a grip on to an extent because it's a very liberal base that did not vote for him. They voted for Bernie overwhelmingly, and it could obviously help in New Mexico and Colorado, state that Biden did do well in the primary, and Arizona. Biden could basically win Arizona because he's got a lock on the rural voters, the urban voters. He just needs the Latino voters. This could get the Latino voters. I'm just not sure how it would fare in the Midwest because winning only Arizona, gaining only Arizona, and maybe even losing a state like New Hampshire would not help you in this situation. The next one is similar to Lujan Grisham. Is Catherine Cortez Masto, the senator from the state of Nevada. She is the only Latina senator, and she's in the middle of her term. And this could also point to the fact that Biden is doing too well with Latino voters. This could help him turn out Latino voters. And obviously, this could help in some states like Arizona and Colorado and New Mexico, states like that, but it would really help in the Rust Belt, the areas that Joe Biden needs to win in. Although this could help in areas like Florida too, maybe some areas like that. And I'm not really sure. The next one is Tammy Duckworth, the senator from Illinois. I'm not really sure why they put her at number 4. I don't think she's too good of an option because she is Asian. I don't think that's going to be able to turn out a lot of the white working class voters or a lot of the black voters that Joe Biden has consistently been able to turn out. That might turn away some voters. She was in the Iraq War, and she is now a senator, but she is also a senator from a safe blue state. That does have its upsides and downsides. It may turn a lot of voters from states like Ohio, Wisconsin, may turn a lot of those voters off, but it could attract a lot of voters. Um, there's some bad things about her too. Um, but I think she wouldn't be too bad of an option. The next one I think would be a good option is Tammy Baldwin. She is a good option in my opinion. She is gay, which could hurt her in some ways. But if Wisconsin elected her as their senator, I don't think they have a problem electing her as vice president. She is a two-term senator from Wisconsin. She's the first openly gay U.S. senator, which says you could excite liberal young voters, which could be good for a lot of the Bernie voters. And she's an economic populist, which will also turn out Bernie voters. And she also is from the Midwest. And obviously, it says here being white, it may be a downside but Joe Biden can already turn out the black voters anyway. So overall, I do see Tammy Baldwin as a good option. The next one is Amy Klobuchar, the senator from Minnesota. She's been here since 2006, so I guess this is her third term here. And the argument against her is that she's kind of boring. She's kind of older. She may not be able to turn out voters, the younger voters, the Bernie voters, and she is kind of, they call her milk toast. But it says if Biden really feels like he needs help flipping the Midwest states, Amy Klobuchar is the safest pick. I think that if Biden were to pick Amy Klobuchar, he would win the Midwest just due to the fact that Amy Klobuchar is from the Midwest. She represents a lot of the values and ideas of the Midwest. And it says here it would be Tim Kaine 2.0, doing nothing to unify the party, bringing no new demographics on the ticket. It would be once again a disaster. That's what some people are saying. But I think it would be less of an extent because Joe Biden's shown he can turn out black voters, and I think that winning the Midwest is all the Democrats really need to do at this point. And I think she could be a good option for that, but again, I'm not sure how good she'd be with Joe Biden at turning out the Bernie voters, especially since she's very moderate as well. But then the final one, the one that it ranks, the political ranks is number 1, is Kamala Harris, the senator from California. I mean, this could help because she is a black woman. Obviously, all these people are women. Joe Biden said he was going to pick a woman as his running mate. The question is, the question is here. It says here, if Biden were to conclude that he doesn't need a vice president from the Midwest because he can win it by himself, um, since he has the right-leaning working class suburban voters, white voters, and the black voters, he could pick someone like Kamala Harris as his vice president, and also turning out the liberal voters, the younger voters, and the colored voters from states like California and New York. I mean, while those states don't matter, it gives you a lot of votes and it gives a lot of excitement and can raise a lot of money. And she's not too far left, and she was a prosecutor, which she has gotten criticism for. But I think that overall she would be a good pick if Joe Biden seriously believes that he can win the Rust Belt without any aid. but overall, I wouldn't bet on that. I think that if I had to, go over this, pick who I would want as my vice president if I were Joe Biden, I'd probably pick either Tammy Baldwin or Amy Klobuchar. Probably Tammy Baldwin because the only downside I can see about her is that she's gay. Not because I think it's bad that she's gay, but I think that it might turn some voters away. And while she was elected from a swing state, Wisconsin, being gay, I'm not sure how that will equate to the presidency and the vice presidency. But I think that it would almost put a lock on the state of Wisconsin, which is the state Joe Biden's had the most trouble with in the Midwest. He's leading in the polls in Michigan. He's had Pennsylvania is his home state. He's doing better in the polls in Ohio. He's doing not so good in Wisconsin, and this could solve that problem. Same thing with Amy Klobuchar. Although I don't think Amy Klobuchar would be able to turn out younger voters as easily as Tammy Baldwin. So I think that Tammy Baldwin or Amy Klobuchar in terms of winning the election would make the most sense. But if Joe Biden really believes that he can win in the Midwest without a candidate from the Midwest, a vice presidential candidate, I would agree that Kamala Harris is the best option. So yeah, I just wanted to go over who the options are. There are obviously some other options, maybe Nina Turner. I don't think she'd be that good of a nominee for Joe Biden, but it could turn out some of the liberal voters. But yeah, um, I just wanted to go through all this list, see who they list as the best presidential picks, see who I think is the best, and we'll see who he does pick. It should be in the coming months, depending on how this coronavirus thing turns out to be. But yeah, thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys later.